In your wallet this morning, the trade war impacts hitting home as Chinese exports to America plunge. Shipments from China dropped 21% last month, a direct result of President Trump's massive 145% tariffs. Then China retaliated with its own 125% tax on American goods. Relief could be coming soon, though. Both countries, like we mentioned earlier, agreed to temporarily ease the tariffs starting Wednesday. And House Republicans are considering making changes to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, including new work requirements. The House Ag Committee is considering moving the age of work requirements for able-bodied adults from 54 to 64. Another possible change under consideration would require parents of school-age children to work or volunteer 20 hours a week or 80 hours a month. New leadership at the post office as Trump eyes major changes. David Steiner was just named new postmaster general, bringing experience from waste management and FedEx. The appointment comes as the president and Elon Musk consider placing the independent agency under commerce control or even privatizing it. The Department of Education, meanwhile, once again trying to collect federal student loans in default. This ends a pandemic-era pause that started 5 years ago. More than 5 million borrowers are in default currently, according to the department. Ivan Rodriguez has more on what options you have.
For millions of Americans, the Department of Education's announcement came with immediate confusion.
The amount that I owe is $185,000, and that is years and it's decades of interest.
46-year-old Leslie Gray says the pause on payments during the pandemic was a lifesaver, allowing her to pay off medical debt after overcoming breast cancer in 2017. That's also around the time she put her student loans in forbearance.
I haven't been able to catch up since then.
More than 5 million borrowers are in default, and 4 million additional borrowers are in late-stage delinquency, which occurs after 90 days without payment, according to the Department of Education. Those could tip into default. Natalia Abrams with the nonprofit Student Debt Crisis Center says they've been inundated with calls from borrowers, many of whom aren't even in default.
This is by far the most confusing, challenging time in the student loan system.
Abrams says there are ways to know if you're in default and steps you can take to get out.
Studentaid.gov. That is going to be your North Star as a student loan borrower to see what program you're in, how far in repayment you are. If you are in default, you can look to a loan consolidation. So that restarts your loan, creates a new loan. It kind of halts that default process. Then you can look at default rehabilitation, where you can pay as little as $5 for 9 months.